Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review, we are looking at the Marvel Legends retro carded Falcon that came out about 1,000,000 years ago. Listen, the reason I review things that have come out a long time ago is this wasn't like a very big deal release. It's basically the same figure that we already got, and so it wasn't a priority. It gets reviewed when I'm waiting for other stuff to come in and that kind of thing. And I'm sure there weren't people just clamoring to buy this thing, so there's not a big rush for me to get the review out anyway. It's not that great of a figure. It's not that bad of a figure. It is basically the same thing we already got. I'm going to talk about it though as if it's a completely new figure. For those of you who are trying to make up your mind, you'll need the information, and I can do it fairly quickly on a Marvel Legends figure. So let's go ahead and get it off the stand and take a closer look. This guy, fix his head. This guy stands almost exactly 6.5 inches, which makes him pretty close to, let's say, 16.5 centimeters. And before we get into the rest of the review, let's go ahead and do a question of the day. Which suit for Falcon is your favorite? No Captain America suits and no live action suits. You have to pick a comic-based suit for Falcon. For me, I think I kind of like this one. Well, not this one. I think I like this one the most. I like that look. I like the non-gloved hands. I don't know why. It stands out as being more unique. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about the aesthetic. Oh, by the way, I always mention this at the end of the videos now, but I do pin comments, and a lot of the times those comments have to do with people's answers to the question of the day. If I think somebody makes like a really good point or something like that, when it's a more involved question, not just my favorite version of Falcon. But yeah, I do pin a comment to every video now, so if you guys are interested in participating, that might be something you are looking forward to. If maybe you can get some accolades for being a pinned comment, like that's a big deal. Anyway, let's go ahead and just talk about the aesthetic. I think this is not a bad body mold. Obviously we've seen it before. I don't know if there's any new parts mixed in. I think it's all reused. They're all so similar and samey at this point, but it's not bad in a lot of ways. At least the proportioning from the front, other than the really skinny legs, it looks pretty good. The arms fall in a good spot. The shoulders are a little bit bigger. They're a little bit higher. Generally speaking, I like the proportions on here. I do think the legs could be a little bit less gangly. His thighs are still very skinny and short compared to the lower legs. They're too long, but it looks pretty good. The boots, I don't think he should have boots on his feet. That doesn't really match the design, especially if we're going for this look. He doesn't have boots, no waffle stompers, and also he should have the black hands rather than the white hands, so that's not a great thing. And also they kind of screwed up the chest design. If we're going for this look, you can see this is like a V shape that connects to his shoulders. This is not that shape at all. There's a little V here, and then it goes down to the shoulder, and it makes him look way less heroic. Granted, all Marvel Legends look way less heroic than the source material because the source material is actually shaped like superheroes and these aren't, but this one's not as bad. So I don't mind any of that. I do hate how shiny he is. At first I thought it was going to be kind of cool, like they just made the red shiny and it was going to look very nice and contrasty, but they didn't. Look at his arms. Those are like borderline gloss, like very, very shiny, glossy arms. His crotch and thighs are not glossy at all. His thighs are very glossy. Upper thighs, lower thighs are very glossy. His legs are satiny. What the heck happened? What the heck happened? All of this is like satin, but his arms are so shiny. It's weird looking. I do like the head sculpt on this. The paints are pretty clean on it too. That's pretty good. The line work up here is alright. Line work down here is obviously difficult because of all the muscle lumps, but it's not good. It's not the right red. It's not opaque enough, and it's fairly sloppy. Forearm paint is pretty clean. He does come with the transparent wings. I know a lot of people would prefer, myself included, just some nice red wings, and also some shorter wings. I don't like the big straight ones here. That only looks good when his arms are straight out. I want the shorter, more curvy ones that look like this. Especially for this older version of Falcon, I seem to remember him mostly having short wings rather than these big long things. So, you know, there are definitely some flaws. Overall, it's not bad. Pinless joints, if you guys care about that. Some of you hate joints with pins all of a sudden, and some of you don't care like me. It doesn't really matter. I'd rather the figure look good otherwise if that's where the budget is going, but hey, to each his own. So I'm going to give this guy an aesthetic rating of, not counting the gloss, I'd go 8. It looks pretty good. Counting the gloss, I'll knock it down to a 7. It's still one of the better looking Marvel Legends figures. The proportions are just so much better. I wish I still had like Despair or one of those other turds sitting out for me to grab, but this guy looks a lot better than those. Now, as far as accessories go, we do get the wings, which don't really count because you wouldn't probably pose them without them, but they are removable. And then we get some karate chop flying hands rather than fist hands. So you have a few options there for hands. But that's it. It's a very neutral face. Again, neutral faces are fine, but how about some alternate heads? If we're going to just go straight up stoic neutral faces, can we have alternate heads, please? At least give them something. Like, we don't need always a screaming open mouth. But just some kind of look on the face would be good. Let me know how you guys feel about that. Second question of the day. Would you guys like some expression on the faces? Or at least an alternate head, like with a lot of expression, and then a neutral face? That's where I would go with it. It wouldn't cost them that much, probably. I mean, considering they're raking us over the coals for these figures anyway. I mean, how about we get some value out of it? That's what I say. Okay, so accessory-wise, 5 out of 10, because I'm not counting the wings. But I have to kind of count them, so, 5. Okay, for the head. Hinge goes all the way back. And all the way forward, and he does have a little wiggle on that ball peg because a little bit of lollipop syndrome, but his head's not really too high, so that's okay. You get to rotate, and you can lean it just a little bit for some attitude, but it's not the good kind of lean because it's not a double ball peg, so it's acceptable. Butterfly joint does work really well on this figure. I like that. The bigger shoulders tuck in nicely. You can raise the arms up all the way. That is fine. Full rotation, of course. Bicep swivel is fine because the wings connect to the upper arm and the lower arm independently, and they don't connect to the shoulder, so that's good. That's not, though. If you bend the arms all the way, you break the wing, but he does have nice elbows, so that's okay. It's a compliment he gets a lot when he sees the ladies. He has very nice elbows. Ab crunch on this guy is not great because he gets super pregnant, gets a big lump right there because the way they do their radiuses is not right. Don't know why they keep doing it, but they keep doing it. Paint is continued well enough, I guess, through that. I think, yeah, what they should have done is just run the red all the way up to there. Why did they stop the red? That doesn't make any sense. It doesn't show. No, they screwed it up. I'm mad now. Not really, but that red should have gone all the way up so that it looked good even once he was bent. He does lean forward. That's okay. That's even worse on the back. Don't even look at that. Waist twist is fine. We do still have the weirdness here. If I didn't know better, I would say, let's see if my brain is working at all. I would say this is the same torso as Human Torch and those other figures I just reviewed, like Havoc, but just with the bigger shoulders from Shang-Chi. That's why he has the new arms. I think that's what's happening, but I want to say he's got different butterfly joints too, and maybe it's not the same. I can't tell offhand, and I already put them away, so I can't tell you. Just count this review on its own merits. It's fine. Legs go out to the side. That's weird. There we go. Pretty much full on splits, so that's good. I like that. They do kick, but out to the side. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is that same body. This is that other body. I don't think this is a different body. Knees work okay. Obviously, you get a thigh swivel. You do get a boot swivel. It's all right if you like them. If you don't, you're not going to like it either way. Ankles do go back and forward. That's fine. Ankle rocker is acceptable. So yeah, functionally speaking, it's a good body. The bigger shoulders help a lot. I'm positive I'm right about that now that I'm thinking about it. Has to be. Am I right? Let me know in the comment section below. I can't speak without stuttering. I'm not sleeping any. I mean, I am, but it's never good sleep because the baby is always making noise. So, let me know. The new arms and shoulders are Shang-Chi, and then the body is the old body that doesn't look good, right? That I always have to fix. But if that's right, then it goes to show you how much of a difference shoulders make. I do think there might be some other tweaks here. I'm not positive. Okay, so articulation on this guy. I'll go 8. It's not bad. It's pretty good for a Marvel Legends figure, I think. Can't really think of too many terrible problems. Alright, and time for a final verdict. This might be, other than the gloss, my favorite release for Falcon. I don't know, it is very glossy, and I don't want the wings to be transparent, personally, but objectively, the only real thing I can complain about seriously is the glossiness. That, makes a big deal. So, I'll give it a final rating of, and I think this guy was at the $20 price point still, if memory serves. Could have been a little higher. I'll go 7.5. Nope, I'm gonna do 8. 8 out of 10 for this guy. It's not bad. For Marvel Legends standards, this is a pretty good one. It's one of the better looking figures they've released in a long time, even though it came out a long time ago. So there it is, guys. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please do give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, you can give it a thumbs down. And if you haven't subscribed, you might want to. I have new videos almost every single day and thousands already on the channel. So make sure you come back for all of that. In the meantime, keep collecting.